Shalom, Israel. Most High in Christ bless. Like to welcome you back to another 15 minutes with the captains. I'm Captain Sarai, and to my side here,
Officer Azaria.
all praise to the Most High. So we're going to jump right into our class. I named this class In the Image and Likeness of God. In the Image and Likeness of God. Okay? We're going to start off reading at Genesis chapter 1 and verse 26. All right? Genesis chapter 1, verse 26.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 26. And God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness."
God said, let us, okay, make man in our image after our likeness, okay? Matter of fact, before we move on, we're going to put the definition up here, all right, of image and even likeness. We're going to touch on image first. Can you read number 1 for me, just the top part of it, number 1?
This is the definition of image,
Uh-huh.
a representation of the external form of a person or thing in art.
Uh-huh. So a representation, okay, image of an external form of a person. Who is the image that we, as the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, what image are we supposed to be displaying? The image of God, okay? Let's drop down to similar.
Similar, likeness,
Uh-huh.
resemblance,
Uh-huh.
depiction, portrayal, representation.
Key word again, representation, all right? Representation, all right? Read verse, I'm sorry, not verse, but read number 2.
This is the second definition. The general impression that a person, organization, or product presents to the public.
Presents to a public. How people view you. How you present yourself to the public, okay? You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. And the public, the enemy knows who you are, but they don't want you to know who you are, okay? Because they realize that if you actually ever come back into the image and likeness that you was created to be, that their time is up and over, okay? That is the image and likeness of God, okay? Let's read likeness, okay?
Likeness, the fact or quality of being alike.
You being just like God, okay? Read on.
Resemblance,
Resemblance. Again, resemblance. Representation, okay? Again, our title, In the Image and Likeness of God. So let's go back to Genesis 1 and 26. Again, let's read that.
Genesis chapter 1, verse 26.
Uh-huh.
And God said, "Let us make man in our image,
Uh-huh.
after our likeness,
After our likeness. Read on.
and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air,
Uh-huh.
and over the cattle, and over all the earth,
Mhm.
and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth."
And over everything that creepeth upon the earth. Again, we are supposed to be created and manifest, okay, the representation of the image of God and even in our likeness, all right? So, read verse 27.
Verse 27.
Uh-huh.
So God created man
He created man
in his own image.
in his own image. You so-called black, Hispanics, and Native American, you want to see God? Look at each other. Look at your brother, okay? You'll see the image of God. But are we really seeing the image of God? Okay? No, I would say we're not this very day. Why? Because first of all, we don't have dominion like we're supposed to over the fish, over everything that creepeth on the earth. All right? We're not walking in the likeness of God, okay? In order, instruction, and discipline, all right? By the laws that God created for us as a chosen nation that you can read in Deuteronomy 7, verse 6. We are God's chosen people, okay? But read on.
In the image of God created he him.
Uh-huh.
Male and female created he them.
Male and female. As y'all know, again, that God created man from the dust of the earth, okay? And once he created Adam, he put Adam even in a deep sleep. And out of Adam took a rib from Adam and created the female, which we call woman. Woman means from man, all right? So, again, I want y'all to understand how important the image is. Let's drop down to verse 28.
Verse 28.
Uh-huh.
And God blessed them.
And God blessed them. This very day, we are not a blessed people. Why? Because we have separated ourselves from the image and likeness of God. But for us to return back to the image of God and be blessed, we must keep the law, statutes, commandments that God ordained for us to keep when he created us. But read on.
And God said unto them,
Uh-huh.
Be fruitful and multiply.
Be fruitful and multiply, okay? As you see this illustration on the screen, do you notice there's a male hand and there's a female hand? And you see the baby, you see them all joined together, okay? Because it takes a male and female to be fruitful and multiply, all right? That's the way God ordained it to be. So it's no good for a man to have kids all over the face of the earth and he not take care of his responsibility. That's not in the image and likeness of God. It don't make sense for a female or a woman to have children, a bunch of kids running around and no man there, and she's not even taking care of them like she's properly supposed to as a woman. That's not in the image and likeness of God, what he ordained for his chosen people, okay? But let's continue to read on. He said, be fruitful and multiply, and what?
And replenish the earth.
Uh-huh.
And subdue it.
And subdue it. Read on.
And have dominion over the fish of the sea.
Uh-huh.
And over the fowl of the air. And over every living thing that moveth upon the earth.
He said, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. Are we in that state now? No, we're not. We're not ruling, okay? But for us to rule, for us to have dominion, for us to subdue, okay, we got to come back, keep God's law, statutes, commandments. That's what we got to come back to. Let me post this picture here of this guy here named Milan Kundera, all right? This is a clip that Deacon Ithon was doing one of his classes about Revelation 13, and he posted this, all right? Just to show you again how important image is. Your enemy knows that the image of you as a nation is very vital and important. We have lost our image, black man, okay, Hispanic man, Native American man. Let me Let me read this. Follow along with me. It says, the first step in liquidating. What does liquidating mean? Means to get rid of, okay, especially by killing, okay, to break up or do away with, all right? This is the mindset that your enemy has towards you, Israel, as a nation. Let me read. It says, the first step in liquidating a people, okay, is to erase its memory. So if you don't have no image, okay, then there's no memory or remembrance of what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to do, when, what, where, how. You lose everything, every fact of that. But not only that, it goes a little deeper. He says, erase its memory. How? Destroy its books, its culture, its history, okay? What is our book? What is our culture? What is our history? It's this Bible right here, the book of our fathers, okay? They know that, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. You are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, and they don't want you to know that. They want to erase your history, your culture, take away all of your images, okay? Again, let me finish reading. Then you have somebody write new books, okay? Manufacture a new culture. Give you all types of false doctrines and different religions and beliefs. Give you everything except but the true and living God, okay? It says, invent a new history. Lord have mercy. That's what they're doing now. They're getting ready to erase the slavery, try to take that out of the books, take that out of the schools, okay? Before long, this is their agenda. Before long, the nation will begin to forget what it is and what it was. Man, that's sad right there. That's sad. But again, just show you the agenda and how important it is for us to come back to be that God created us to be in the image and likeness of our God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, okay? Watch this. As you see this go up on the screen here, let me ask you this. Is this the image of our forefathers, okay? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, a gluttonous fat man. Look at him with a shaved bald head, with his unibrow, okay? Gluttonous, you can see that. Is this the image of our God? Is this what you worship? Is this what you follow? I hope not. So why are you walking around looking gluttonous and unhealthy, okay, and shaving your head bald? Here's another image right here, okay? Is this your image of your God? Is this who you follow, who you serve? Many of us do, especially through Christianity, okay? This is what you follow. Why are we walking around, our men, especially our women, with blonde hair in our head, blonde dead hair at that, even with blue eyes, okay? And you worship and serving the image of the beast, whether you realize it or not. If you're celebrating Christmas, which is right around the corner, some of you are going to be celebrating Thanksgiving and all these pagan holidays, then you also are serving the image of the beast, okay? And we could go on, all right? So listen, is this the image that you serve and worship? I hope not, but I do know a lot of us, that's what we're doing, all right? Again, watch this. Or do you have a god or goddess, okay, in the image of likeness that has a god or goddess for every day of the week, 365 days out of the year, there's a different god, okay? You got gods looking like dog face gods, frog face gods. You got even an alligator face god. So is this God, and you call yourself Egyptologist, okay? You see, you got the sun, you got the frog face god for deity, okay? You got all types of God, and you this is what you serve and worship. This ain't the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, okay? This is madness, all right? And you wonder why we cursed as a people. You wonder why we are not blessed, why we can't subdue, okay? Why we don't have dominion that God granted to us when back in the creation, when he created them, when he created Adam, and he took Adam and formed a woman from him, meaning woman, meaning from man again. Make that clear, all right? And some of you that's in that Egyptology, y'all serve and make women as some god or goddess. You off. I'm telling you that now, all right? So, again, let's go to Deuteronomy 30 and verse 1. We're getting ready to wrap it up here. How do we return back to be blessed, to subdue, and have dominion by God again, all right? Deuteronomy 30 and 1. We're going to read it, find out.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse.
The blessing and the curse that you can also read in Deuteronomy chapter 28, okay, starting at verse 1 through all the way through verse, 68 and beyond, all right? But read on.
Which I have set before thee.
And
thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whether the Lord thy God hath driven thee. And shalt return unto the Lord thy God, and shalt obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day.
Okay, read on.
Thou and thy children.
Thou and thy children, read on.
With all thine heart. And with all thy soul.
Read verse 3.
That then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity.
He will turn thy captivity, okay? If we repent and come back to God's law, statutes, commandments, okay, which will bring us back into the image and likeness of God that he created us to be, then he will turn our captivity. Read on.
And have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whether the Lord thy God have scattered thee.
Where we have been scattered all over to the four winds, the four corners of the earth, and serving all these different idol and pagan gods, okay? Drop down to verse 10.
Verse 10.
If
thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments.
To do what?
To keep his commandments.
Read on.
And his statutes, which are written in this book of the law.
In this book of the law, okay? Read on.
And if thou turn unto the Lord thy God with all thine heart and with all thy soul,
Read verse 11.
for this commandment which I command thee this day, it is not hidden from thee.
It's not hidden from you, so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American man. The words of God is not hidden from you. The laws of God are not hidden from you. Okay? Read on.
Neither is it far off.
And it's not afar off, because the prophets of God has been bringing his word out here, dated back since 1969. And so it's been coming out. So, and it's still coming out today. The water has risen. So listen, we as men, created in the image of God after his likeness, okay, we must, again I say, we must set the example again in the earth. Appreciate you tuning in again to 15 Minutes with the Captains. I'm Captain Soraya, and again to my side,
Officer Azaria.
And with that, we say shalom.
Shalom.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.